DBSCG things.
What is up, Yuhp gang? It's your boy Taxon, and welcome back to Yuhp DBSCG Things. Today I got another exciting video for you. Of course, this is going to be the undefeated from our locals this week. This is going to be starter Vegito. But before we get into the deck, guys, as usual, I'm going to go over a few things like pro mats, guys. Best place to go get your custom mats, custom things, and all your custom card gear needs. Link in the description below, so go check them out. And also, as you see on the screen right now, there is a new thing that ProMats is doing. In a second week of every month, there will be an online via Discord tournament for $20 entry. You get a meta leader and other pricing as well. So we'll absolutely check the link in the description. Go check this out as well. And with that being said, guys, if you like this deck profile or my content in general, absolutely hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. And with that being said, let's turn this camera around and check out the deck profile. Alrighty, you guys, so here we are with this week's undefeated. We have Vegito Blue, the starter deck leader. Alright, man, go ahead and tell us about your deck and your matchup throughout the day.
So another deck that I threw together just kind of out of nowhere, and another leader that I've been wanting to play for a minute, just kind of never got around to doing. Threw it together yesterday. Front side attacks, draws a card, and then when one of your battle cards, or Unisons, which is pretty sweet, is removed from the battle area, KO'd, or whatever, he awakens automatically and draws 2 cards. Arguably one of the best awakening conditions in the game, in my personal opinion. That's ridiculously clutch. Then his other awaken, if you get down to 4 life, which happens occasionally, it's the hybrid awaken, 1 tap and single energy. Awakens, attacks, draws, activate battle. You can give one of your Unisons plus 10k and triple strike for 2 blue energy. Comes in real handy, makes your Unison constant threat, always a thing. And then once per turn, same thing on the front side, kinda. If your Unison or battle cards are removed by KO or a skill, then you get to tap an energy and draw a card once per turn. So very underrated blue leader in my opinion. So he's pretty clutch. So.
And the theme of the deck, obviously, is using blockers to keep recycling that backside auto, untapping, drawing, untapping, drawing.
So even though I didn't really need it all that much, I still run it in here. I've got 4 of the crit coups, kind of help get my life down, because getting down to 4 life is kind of important. Spoiler alert, I run the super combo Vegeta that draws 2 with your life is 4 or less. So you kind of have to have something to get your life down. Plus your control matchups, like against Cell Surge, you kind of want to pick at your life a little bit, kind of get some resources back. So that's kind of important.
Absolutely, and I believe the auto awakening on your leader doesn't rip life, so yeah, you do get stuck with a high life total early on.
Yes, you do. You awaken with 8 life, or you awaken whatever your life's at that current moment in time, so that can be a bit of an issue if you're not careful. So for that. And then a little bit of a spoiler on one of the Unisons I'm running. This Goku, he's a little bit newer. He's a blocker, so he fits the theme of the deck. He's a good turn 1 play if I don't run any other blockers for whatever reason. Excuse me. And then if he's KO'd, I can pay 1 energy, discard a card, and I can play a Frieza Cell Unison from my deck in rest mode, 2 markers on it, which, as we reveal the deck, you'll see why that's kind of important and why it is the way it is. But more than anything else, even if I don't end up using that Unison for whatever reason, he's a 1k blocker that I can play that helps with the lead skill. So, good stuff.
Absolutely.
Staple in this deck from back in the day, Dr. Rhoda.
Only 3. Why 3?
I'm having some ratio play around. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing, how I'm going to be doing it, when I'm going to be doing it, etc. Right now it's a 3 of, only because by the time I see my Unisons later in the game, I'm not focusing on the 1-drops nearly as much. I am focusing on trying to win the game. So I'm still kind of playing around with ratios on what I'm going to do. He's definitely a 4 of, though. I definitely got to up that up. He definitely came in clutch in all my games. If you guys don't know, when he's KO'd, he restands energy on his own. So when he is KO'd by your opponent with your leader skill, you'll get 2 energy and a draw. So the value is pretty insane.
And it's arguably the best target for your front side awakening condition, because your front side doesn't untap energy, it just draws 2.
Exactly.
And that would untap the energy too, so that's clutch.
Yep. So another staple from back in the day, Revenge Guy. Once per turn, your opponent reveals top card of their deck, and if it's a battle card, he gains Revenge. So once again, pretty clutch. Makes your opponent very wary about attacking.
Absolutely. Sticking to that blocker theme.
You have to. It's how the deck wants to roll, and it works. So obvious reasons. Another blast from the past, staple in the deck. Big boy. Not much to
these. That's a high number. Why do you choose to run 4?
Because I also run, spoiler alert, Unison, that the baby Unison, baby Trunks Unison, as we all discovered. So I can get multiple counters off. I probably will drop him down to 3. I used to run him at 4 back in the day when he first came out. I'm starting to realize why people only keep him down to 3. 3 is a good number, maybe even 2, but it'll most likely be 3 because at the end of the day,
I need it in hand when it comes up.
Exactly. So I mean that'll probably go down to 3, but in any case, I did pull off the double baby in one of my matchups. So I mean at the end of the day, it really comes in handy.
Absolutely.
Blue staple, 3 of the Trunkses. Personally, I think that's all you really need. I generally don't want to run 4. This card could be a little bit of a brick if you're not careful, if you start with it too early, or if your opponent's running a lot of deflect. So I keep it at 3. Not really much to say here. Blue staple if you're running Unisons. Good card.
It's anything without barrier.
Anything without barrier and deflect.
Oh yeah, deflect, my bad. Wrong keyword skill, I say there.
More self-awakening, really good Unison killer, you know, attack, take a life, double strike. Good for pouring on the pressure too if I want to go for a game or if I really need to get rid of a Unison or get rid of a battle card or whatever.
Absolutely.
Self-awakening is definitely pretty relevant in this game because like we said earlier, you start with 8 life even when you awaken, so you got to be able to pick at your life a little bit.
Absolutely.
One little tech of decent card. Haven't had the chance to use it yet, but I'm restanding energy on my turn pretty actively, so I figure maybe every once in a while it will come in handy. I can usually get to the 3 energy on my turn, even if I tap out on my opponent's turn or on my current turn. So I mean, I figured maybe. Hasn't come up tonight, but might come up in the future. You never know. But that's why he's only a 1-of, because he's not really something that could be used a lot in the deck. And big surprise, Vegeta super combo. If you're running Self-Awaken, you're going to get to 4 life. That's not really an issue. Best blue super combo in the game, you know, if you're running mono. So, not much to say here. Forgive the alternate arts, I couldn't find my 4th one. Blue deck, 4 beans.
My god, the 2-1-1 split.
Yeah. I couldn't find my 4th one. I have a 4th one, I just don't know where it is right now. So yeah, that's a little dreadful, but it is what it is. But you're already restanding energy on your turn anyway, so with how easily you're able to restand, I justify the 4 bean, you know, get the energy back, and then when you're when you're getting your energy back as easily as you are, you might as well play the 4. Always have it empty. And you draw a lot of cards too, so at the end of the day, I don't worry about breaking with it nearly as much. Same with the big babies. So it's generally not an issue for me. And keeping with the theme with restanding energy, and I mean, if you're going to run blue, you kind of have to run this card. I run it at 4 only because, again, I'm restanding energy like crazy, so it just kind of adds to it, gives it more consistency. So I keep it at 4. It's a mono blue deck, as you see, so I mean, I really don't see a reason not to keep it at 4.
Absolutely. And it's sparking, so if you ever need to, you can rip for it.
Yep. Now this was something, a little bit of a spicy tech that I enjoy. This card, I'm probably going to jump this up to a 4 of because I really like this card. This card goes really well with all of my little blockers. He can free play all of them, and it's really good for my self-awakeners as well. So this is my turn 2 play almost every time. In theory, if I can awaken turn 1, turn 2, be awakened, and then play this, and then get another blocker out, or a self-awaken, depending on what I gotta do, depending on my matchup. In my matchup against Majin Vegeta, this would have been really nice for self-awakening, but it didn't get that far. But it's good. It's really good. I'm probably going to focus a little more on this. I'm probably going to make all my blockers a 4 of, and then I'm probably going to keep the Gokus and Vegetas at the same ratio and try and focus on this more than anything, because I feel like if I can keep this Unison on board, it is ridiculously clutch, and the free play 1-drops every single turn is just going to keep giving me an advantage. It was kind of the whole theme of the deck anyway, was to test this out. Another blast from the past. really good with the Unison, or really good with leader. He has dual attack inherently, and then of course he has the skill where if you have a saiyan in rest mode, your opponent can't attack your leader. So good defense if you're up against something with aggro. And then with the dual attack, you could always you have two chances to activate the activate battle. You know, go for the triple strike. 30k.
And he's a 20k base, so that's huge.
It is. It really is huge. So, I mean, haven't had this come up yet, but I'm sure in certain aggro matchups, it's going to be needed. So
and this minus ability, correct me if I'm wrong here, does play a skill negated 2 cost or less battle card, right?
Yes, it does.
So if you needed to, you can play one of your blockers with a -1, and then he'll get its skills next turn.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, might up this 2 or 3 up. I haven't fully decided yet. Ratios are still kind of in the works. So this deck is very, very Unison heavy because of that activate battle. Complements the 5-drop baby. Only reason why I run it, and then the draw is good too. Plus it's Unison that's kind of hard to kill because he's a +2 every turn. So it's just like he's harder to kill, and then that double strike -5 ability to counter everything by just discarding 2 cards. I mean,
and it's cool too because the turn that he comes out, he's basically at 5 markers. If your opponent doesn't waste attacks to get at least 1 marker off it, you can do the -5 the next turn.
Exactly.
And the cool thing is, you have all your energy up. You have him on field. You swing with him. You use your leader's effect. You can give him triple strike, and then you can use the -5, and then your leader will be a 30k double strike right behind the triple strike Unison. So huge.
Yep, not to mention the skill is not once per turn. It is literally as much as you want, as long as you got the energy. So you could literally go for the swing. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, play another Unison, try it again. Like it's pretty clutch. So he's definitely staying at a 3 of. This is probably going to go down to a 3 of just because it's already pretty Unison heavy, but I figured this is the best blue Unison in the game, so let's make it a 4 of. So that is what I did. And
how'd that play out for you tonight?
Pretty good. I actually got one of my wins with this Unison, so I mean it's good. I mean he's just not a whole lot to explain here. I mean he's just the you're playing a blue deck with the Unisons. You're playing him. There's really no contest there, so he's in there. He's probably gonna get dropped down by 1. Like I said, I really don't need 4 of them in here. This deck draws enough to the point where I think I can see at least 1. Generally, once he's out, he's very hard to get rid of, so I'm not too worried about losing him. And even if I
being a big 30k triple strike threat,
big time, huge. And then he restands after you do all that, so it's
and he untaps an energy, helps with your leader stuff.
Oh yeah, big time.
Beans, Sting Magics, all those things.
And then big shocker, nobody saw this coming.
No one saw that coming.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
That's the secret rare you run in your blue deck.
I know.
Wow, dude, that's
Secret
a shocker.
Spice.
No way, dude.
Secret Spice. Yep.
Guys, look at that. He runs Hatchiyak in blue. Comment below if you think he's crazy for that.
Oh, I'm nuts. No, nobody does this shit. This is Secret Spice right here. So.
Alrighty, man. So with that being said, guys, this is the deck profile. Do you have any shoutouts you want to say?
No shoutouts, really. But I guess I'll say the same thing I said last time. You know, don't count out the classics. This is this is like what, 4 sets old? Yeah, this is 4.
Deck too.
4 sets old, and it's still doing things. So I mean,
absolutely.
Don't count out the classics.
Absolutely. And with that being said, guys, if you like this deck profile or my content in general, subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. We will see you next week.